I'm Yosef Peterseil. I'm co-founder and COO of Blings, and we are an Israeli startup that strive to change the world of video. And in this conversation, in this roundtable today, I will discuss how I think we are going to do that, and in general, where the future of video is going to. Feel free to write messages in the chat if there's any questions. If something is very, very important, you can also just unmute yourself, I guess, and ask a question. It's important for this to be very clear. And hi, Zahava. So I think since we only have about 20 minutes, and I don't know how many more people are going to join, I'm just going to quickly share my screen and walk us through a little bit about the future of video, about Blings. And I don't know how many of you noticed, but when you joined the actual virtual event, each one of you got a personalized walkthrough. That walkthrough is our collaboration with VII, something we're very excited about. So it's a personalized walkthrough on how to use the actual platform. So it's an onboarding video, if you will. So maybe we could actually start by taking a look at how that video looked, and we can go from there. So share the screen. Here we go. So this was the video that each one of you got. We'll take a quick look at this, and this here is Blings because this is me getting onto the event. So here we go. This is without sound. It can also be dynamic sound on this. So this is a dynamic onboarding process. So each one would essentially get their own logo. If you are the company that's presenting, they would show your logo, and every end user, every person that would come to the event would get their name personalized for them and a walkthrough on whatever specifically they would need. So this is just hope you saw that at the beginning, and I hope you liked it. And we could jump right into the presentation. So we're Blings.io, and what we have created is the next generation of video technology. It really is very clear that communication in general is changing. So if it used to be a lot more textual and then it moved to imagery, today video is king, and everybody is trying to speak video. What is very, very ironic about that is that while it is the most popular medium, and while technology is booming and continuously being updated, video is a 30-year-old technology. So video as we know it is MP4, it's kind of a dumb technology. What does that mean? Once I create a video and I render it on a server, basically everyone will get that same content. Once you distribute it, everyone gets the same content. And while video is the future, it really isn't very much up to date. So there has to be a next step in the evolution of communication, a next step in video in general. And what we think it is smart videos. Smart videos are videos that are based on data. These videos could be interactive, they could be dynamic, and they can be personalized. Now, there are hundreds and thousands of companies today in Israel, in this ecosystem, in Europe, in the US. Everyone's trying to think of the next generation video technology, and it's a real buzzword. But if you look at the different segments, and you can break them down into different segments, personalized videos, some that are only based on data, some that are interactive, and what they would do is they would have a button, and on top of that, an HTML5 layer, where you click that, it could render another video. There are ones that are in video advertising. There's a lot of different technologies when you think about video. But what's common for all of them is that 100% of these companies are basing their video technology on MP4, that same outdated technology. And everyone's trying to make it more flexible to suit their specific needs. But not a lot of these companies are going to actually change the world because they're not changing the format. What we've introduced to the world, it's our own patent. It's a new video format. We call it the MP Flyer because it renders the videos on the fly. So while these videos look like a regular video and they sound like a regular video, they act just like a web page, and they are completely compiled of code, of JavaScript. The technology behind this, without diving too deep, is based on the edge computing paradigm, which says the video is computed on the end user's device. So using the computation power of the end user's device, we could render the video on the edge instead of basing renders on the servers, which is what MP4 actually is. So when you look at a website, you'll see it's living. Everything is based on data. Everything is flexible. Every time you refresh a page, there's new data that's uploaded there. And then if you see a video inside there, it's almost like a PDF file. So it's in a breathing environment. You have a thorn in the middle of the page, which is always the same, constantly the same. Our video, because it's based on HTML and JavaScript, it could actually live native inside any web page and always be updated, attached to data. So this could guarantee that no two people would get the same set of data. And this can be hyper personalized, meaning if the company has data on specific colors that segments like or specific fonts, the video can be that flexible. Now, if we take a look at it side by side, our video format is extremely light. So first of all, it weighs up to 500 kilobytes. So it does not affect performance of a web page versus a regular video that can be 100 times heavier even. The rendering happens in 0 time. So really, there's no rendering time. Everything happens in real time. And there's unlimited scale. You can send the videos to 100 million people, and then it's created in a millisecond without any problem because it's not rendered on the server. There's no cost for mass rendering. And this is a very important part. If someone would want to create now 100,000 videos, okay, so you'd go to a vendor and you'd say, create 100,000 videos for me with a personalized name and a personalized logo and some more data. So that data is exposed. Our unique integration through a single line of JavaScript ensures that we're never exposed to any of the data, and no one is ever exposed, no third party. So it's compliant with anything you like. And because the video is based on HTML, the interactions are actually embedded within the video. It's not just another layer on top of the video. So for instance, we just had a campaign with McDonald's, and the call to action button was made out of cheese, and that cheese was melting. And everything outside of the frame of the button is also clickable because that's all HTML. So when we create the video, we can define what the interactions would look like. And this gives you just a completely different sense of creativity that you can do with this. I want to take a quick look at another example of a video. Please, if there are any questions about the technology or anything at all, don't be shy. Just take a look if there's anything. Okay. So what's unique about this is it's a user-generated video. So one user can send to another user. So this is a video that if I would want to send to my wife, different gift card or 3 different products or 5 different products, I would insert into a form which products I'm putting in. I would insert a specific message that I want to tell her, and then this would be generated into a video on the fly. So let's take a look at how this looks. So I hope that went through okay in this virtual tour. But this is just an example of one of the videos. Now, these videos, as I said, weigh 100 kilobytes, and all this data is completely protected. So if you look at the video, okay, and this could be taken to any use case. So any business today can actually create these videos very, very easily using the blings technology. And what's interesting is that every single visual element inside the video could be dynamic. So it could be different colors. Like I said before, if there's data that someone in the UK, women between the ages of 25 and 30, like a specific font, the video would automatically generate that specific font to those specific users. There could be a voiceover that could be dynamic. There can be different footage and also MP4 that could actually be embedded inside the video. So it could be defined that between that you can have a background MP4 running if you want, and that could also be dynamic. Just like the different texts that can be updated, the different layers and the different images. So this really incentivized creativity. It's very interesting when we show this to different companies, everyone comes up with a different use case that we never thought of. So it could be marketing, which is pretty obvious. It can go to many different use cases, but now we're seeing companies using this video just like VII for the actual part of the product. So this can be an onboarding video, a dynamic onboarding video. Likewise, it could be for HR. We have companies now, Monday.com, that are using this for onboarding new employees. So hi, everyone. Say hi to Stas. He is the new business development manager, and he's sitting in the second floor, and he loves taking long walks on the beach. So come say hi to him. And everyone would get this video. So there's a lot of different ways to do this. And once we're giving the companies the ability to create it themselves, it's going to a lot of different places. And that's kind of the way we see this technology and why we think it is the future of the video. Because the person that invented the MP4 30 years ago never fathomed that 30 years later, you'd have 7-year-old girls, editing a video and uploading it to TikTok and just crazy things. But once you give people the ability to create, creativity is never ending. So today there's a few different ways that we can use this video, and it's used in different emails. You can use it in the email flow. So if you're a marketeer, this is something that you'd like, we could really increase the open rate, and you put that in the subject line, hey, first name, we created this personalized video for you. We see up to 91% open rates just by putting in that single line in the subject line. Then we know how to create a very engaging user experience also inside the email with a short sentence and a thumbnail with the play button. Once that's clicked, a video is opened up, and we know how to push that user to click on the call to action button, which is essentially what we are at the end of the day measuring, ROI and the different KPIs. And this brings me to the back end. So a regular video today is really measured. You can see on YouTube, you'll get who saw 25% of the video, who saw 50%, who saw 75%. You can't really get a deep understanding of the users. Our backend platform is analytics that are based on actual actions, on content. So we call it smart analytics. Who saw the third scene? How many times did you see that first scene? And then you can filter that by any different variables that you have. Using A/B testing, you can also see who reacts better to different kind of wording, to different kind of messaging, to different kind of pictures that you want to put in there. There are a lot of different options that you can do. And what we also enable is real-time control. So live control, really. So you can change the actual wording in real time, and that will be changed in the video. So you can really have the editing tool at the tip of your fingers without being the actual editor. So think of a case, I don't know if you ever worked with an external studio, but you want to change a word, or you want to change a scene, or you want to change a certain font. You have to send back the video to the editor and you say, okay, I want to change a word. And then they have to open up the file in After Effects usually, and then they change that word, and then they have to re-render it, and then they send it back to you, and then you can upload it again. So here we can prevent that entire flow by just allowing you to change that word by yourself in our backend platform. So there's a lot of different things that you can do in there as well. And control over video is kind of what we see part of the future of video as well. There's a lot more that I would have wanted to cover, but if the future of video is something that interests you, feel free to reach out to me, to follow on LinkedIn, Yosef Peterseil, to send me an email or any other way that you want, and I will respond with the smart video. So thank you very much for listening, tuning in.
Yosef, it was amazing.
Thank you, Stas. Thank you. Oh, and I see there are some things in the chat here. So I'll just take a quick look there. Thank you, everyone, for the nice emojis. Very cool. What an amazing examples. Thank you. If anyone's interested, feel free to send me an email. I can send a lot more examples. We worked today with Mercedes, with Estee Lauder, with L'Occitane, with Singapore Airlines, McDonald's. And I'm sure there's a way that you can help us distribute the future of the video. Smart videos, we want it to be behind every single video in the world within a few years. So this is what we strive to do. And it all starts here at the end of the day with us speaking. So James, I would be happy to have a one-on-one chat anytime. And analytics. So I think that's time. And Stas, I want to thank you very, very much for having me as on the platform. It was an incredible experience, and this is an incredible event. So you should be very proud of yourself. And thank you.
Thank you. It was an amazing experience. You're sharing the sound. We have double speed.
What?
You're sharing with the audio.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sure. So what I wanted to say, it was an amazing session, and I think Blings is going to revolutionize the whole event industry. And it is not just one industry, it's many different industries, like in events, streaming, and many others in the future. I'm really looking forward to working with Blings on many different collaboration options. We have so many ideas, and I think you're going places. I'm very, very proud of our friendship. Thank you.
Thank you, Stas.
Bye.